guys, thanks for tuning in. So what better to celebrate this Halloween than with a Halloween quadcopter? So tonight we're going to be reviewing this skull quadcopter. I guess you could call it like a Grim Reaper looking thing, where it's a kind of a ghost and a skull in one. Everything lights up, and it's just a basic quadcopter around the neck. It's got brushed motors. And so what we're going to do is we're going to quickly just review this thing. Go ahead and I've already got it out of the box, but it comes in this box. It's kind of an unbranded quadcopter, just something for the season, and looks like it's going to be pretty cool. It lights up, you can control it. What I might do this Halloween is put a little FPV camera on there and maybe go around the neighborhood, depending on the range, and do a little FPV down my street and spook out some people. Of course, you don't want to get too close to people, but I think it would be pretty neat. Anyways, it just comes in this box. I already took it all out of it. It's just this box. Everything's pretty much together. All you have to do is put on the propellers. And what they give you is this little bag here. This had the original propellers in it. And all you're doing is putting on the propellers, and there's a screw in the side. They give you a screwdriver in the bag and also a charger. So you get this charger, USB charger here. This is a 2S battery. It's 850 milliamp, 7.4 volt. So you got a bit of power here, the balance adapter and the power plug here. Screwdriver is what I put the propellers on with. And then they give you 2 extra gears just in case something happens. At least you got 2 spares if they strip or something. And you got a whole new set of props as well. So pretty cool. And then here's the transmitter, and that's really all that's in the box: the quad, these bags, and the transmitter. Transmitter takes, I've already got some batteries in here, and it takes 6 AA batteries, and that snaps on nice and tight. But anyway, here we go. So with the controls, the top left trigger here, this is going to like flash your lights. It's not the best quality. Now this is just like a cheap seasonal thing, but something to have fun with. I haven't seen anything like this before, so it's pretty neat. But anyway, this one just kind of flashes the lights. This button makes a beep, but it doesn't seem to do anything on the quadcopter. Of course, you got your throttle up and down to gain altitude, drop altitude, your yaw left and right, and then you're pitching forward and back, and you're rolling left and right here. Power here, of course, and then you've got your trims for pitching and rolling here, and also your yaw. These 3 don't click in, but these 3 do on that side. A little bit closer inspection of the actual Grim Reaper quad, I'm going to call it. I got the red propellers in the front, and it's basically just a little body here suspended by this quad around the neck. We've got these square carbon fiber looking tubes here coming in through the neck, and then it's just a plastic head here on the top, a plastic skull with a hood. Everything's just kind of glued together, and then we've got these wires sticking out of the neck, kind of holding the arms up that kind of dangle like this, and then these little plastic skeleton hands kind of glued into the fabric here. So very simple. It feels a little bit heavy, but it should be fun anyway. Anyway, the 7.4 volt battery, what I noticed is it's kind of real tight in here, so I had to kind of loosen these screws here with a screwdriver to get this thing in. So you're going to want to loosen those up a bit, and then it will kind of slide in a little easier. It's still kind of tight, but a little easier to put in there. So just slide that in, and then all you're doing is plugging it in, and it's going to turn on. So let's go ahead and put this box down here real quick, and go ahead and turn this thing on and just kind of give it a quick little house flight, and then take it outside. You really want to have no wind when you're doing this outside, if you're going to do it outside. So I'd recommend definitely don't fly it in any kind of wind, maybe a very slight couple mile/hour breeze. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the quad first on this one. You can see the lights flashing here. Looks pretty cool. You going to want to kind of push the cloak down before you launch. Turn on the controller. You can see the lights flashing here. It looks pretty cool, and it's immediately bound, so you actually don't need to bind anything. It just automatically binds. So the weird thing for me is this button up here is a little bit touchy. It's like almost partially pushed in, and you can see that when I push it, all it does is kind of flashes the lights. Seems like if we click and hold it, the lights will keep flashing. If we click it again, the lights will just stay on solid. Anyway, let's go ahead and go for a quick little flight. So you can see how cool it looks when it's flying. Let me go ahead and turn off the light here real quick. So look at that thing. Looks kind of spooky. So this is rate 1, and it's just really docile and slow in rate 1. You can see that the right trigger really isn't doing anything. Clicking in the left thumbstick also actually flashes the lights, which is the same thing that the top trigger does. The top of the throttle trim is actually rate 2, so it's a little bit quicker. And then we also have a rate 3. So you can see how fast that's flying. So pretty neat and spooky at the same time. Definitely going to be fun to spook some people around the neighborhood. And then actually the bottom of the throttle trim, let me just make sure what that does. That's just the rates up and down. So 3 rates of flight. Okay, so that's actually headless mode. So the top button here on the right is headless. And then the middle button, that's kind of a return to home. And the bottom button on that 3 rail here does nothing. So return to home and headless, these two, and your rates of flight on the throttle trim. So pretty neat. Let's take this thing outside and see how it looks outside in the dark. You can see it here up close. Pretty neat looking. I think this is going to be really fun during Halloween, just to kind of scare some kids down the street. Let's go outside and do a flight. Okay guys, so I'm doing exactly what I said not to do, which is fly this thing in any kind of wind. So anyway, it's the night before Halloween, and I wanted to get this review done, but the wind just has not been dying down, so I'm just gonna have to do it. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up. I'm gonna right away go into rate 3 if I can remember. So throttle trim up to 3, and I have a feeling I'm not gonna get too far with this, but let's just try it, just so you guys can see how it looks outside. It's way too windy for this right now, but let's just do it. Wow, so I'm just in my backyard, and this thing looks pretty darn neat. So rate 3 is going to be really what you're gonna want to go in. Oh crap. Sorry. Whoa. Sorry for the language, but the wind was really blowing it around. So you see, it's like variable 10 mile per hour right now. So I think that actually the cloak went up into the propeller there. So that's why that, and it blowing away, is why you don't want to do it in any wind, because you know the wind's going to really influence this thing with all this drag it's creating. Anyway, let's keep going. So, whoa. And it's not going to be absolutely perfect control, because it's going to be blowing around, you know, the cloak is really going to be influencing it, the way the air is flowing, but still pretty darn neat. Whoa. Oh, see, I just hit the wall there. Still cool, you know. definitely freak some people out on Halloween. Go down your street, up and down your street, and have some fun. Make sure I'm in rate 3 again. Try to go down the street a ways. If I can. It's just so windy. See, it's not working because it's too windy. You can see the cloak. I'm pushing full forward. It's going back. It went over the fence. Alright, so I think that's about... Oh! It's just too windy out here. Anyway, cool little kind of prop slash quadcopter for Halloween. Something fun, cheap and fun. Doesn't seem to be flying the greatest in any kind of wind, but you know, definitely something to look at. Anyway, guys, so I hope you liked the review. I honestly don't know how long this thing's gonna last because it is brushed motors, and this is a lot of weight, you know, to pull this thing up. But you know, just for a Halloween thing, could be fun. Maybe get one for next year and scare your neighbors and kids. Have some fun. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and happy Halloween. Be safe.